Hello, good afternoon, traders. Welcome to a market breakdown. It's Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. I'm in Kandy, Sri Lanka, and I'm going to go over Gbpjpy. As you guys can see right now, I have some shorts entered. I plan on taking this trade down a few more pips. I have a target point around 152.5, and I want to just go over my entry criteria from this morning. I did a day trade, and I plan on closing this out by the end of the day. So let's get from the top-down analysis. Let's start from the daily. Actually, let's start from the weekly. So on the weekly chart, we can see that price was very bullish back in October 10th, 2021. Then a couple weeks after that, the bull market that was supposed to take off had a retest. So that's what we're currently doing at the moment. We're retesting that resistance zone that price recently broken out of. And it was a very bullish week back in October. Price actually went over 400 pips north. At the moment, we are seeing some sort of penetration toward the support, and I do suspect it to continue on down from here. Normally, we would wait for a break, retest, and a continuation, but in this instance, the pair just broke through and continued without a retest. So this will be the official retest. The reason why I'm bearish on this official retest is because the bullish bar should have had a continuation after a week or two. And as you guys see, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks past by, and we're still not above those highs. So it's showing weakness in those bulls. It is definitely bullish, but at the moment we are testing that. And if I were to look for some sort of profit target down this line, I'd probably look for around 149, which is about 350 pips away. Looking at the daily chart, we can definitely see price has been trending up, and it paused October 21st, and price started going on a downtrend ever since October. We are now in November 10th. It's been almost a month. So 3 weeks of downtrending activity has been happening, bringing the price back down about 500 pips. This is showing weakness that you guys couldn't see on the weekly time frame, but now you can see on the daily. If this continues to go down, which I do suspect it to continue to go down, it might pull back up and retest the highs about 100 pips away, potentially, but I don't believe that will happen. The next target zone, I'd probably take it about 145 pips away, 150 pips away to 151.2, and that'll be my next target. So let me just bring one of these lines down because it's not part of the picture anymore. And I'll probably bring it around here, 151.2. This would be a longer term, well, it's a short term trading, but it is a longer term from what I'm used to. And this target would be probably a weekly target that I would be aiming for, but not a daily target. So we want to find the daily targets as day traders. So right now we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, and we can see price has been trending down with successive waves, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, broken structure. Now it's continuing its way down, and we can see that this was a range market back around October 18th all the way through November 1st. Price has been ranging within a 200 pip range. So that's one reason why I like trading Gbpjpy, is because when it does range, you could still catch a significant amount of pips even in a range of GJ. And when it does trend, you can catch a whole lot of pips when it trends. So this is an example of a trend beginning. It dropped 350 pips at the beginning of the month, and we're looking at a potential continuation. So right now we have a bearish engulfing back at the beginning of the month, and this was following a bearish Maribozu candle. And then we had a congestion for a few days, and then all of a sudden the market went into another larger range-bound market, testing these lower swing highs and lower swing lows, as you guys can see it's making. We can't see it on the 4 hours, so we have to go into the 30-minute for more detail. And this is where I started the video. So now we're on a 30-minute candlestick. I drew a Fibonacci retracement, but I just basically drew it from the swing high to the swing low, and I waited for a price. Basically, yesterday I caught some pips. I got it from the high up here, right around 153.2, and I drove the price down towards the lows, and I closed it out at the end of the U.S. session. Today, I was observing the market. I told everyone to bring their stops to break even in the signals group if they were still holding trades, and that would allow for any potential rally against them that they can't control. But it looks like price went for a retest of the highs. Then we have a bearish engulfing, a retest of that formation, and a failure of that retest, showing this very bearish bar that we're seeing at the moment. This bearish engulfing bar covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, over 10 candles, plus the previous range, plus the previous range of the ninth. So you can see this is a very significant candlestick right here. What I'm waiting for is a 30-minute close, in which we'll see in this video. If price closes below these lows, we can expect price to continue on down. But I would also like to see price close below the lows of 152.7. If price can close below the lows of 152.7, we can then take off from that point. But if it closes above 152.7, I'd then be looking at a range of right around here, 152.8 to 152.7. That would be the range that I would be looking for the next move. So at this point, I'm definitely just going to track and monitor this pair, but I do believe it's going to go down from here. Anything could happen, but let's look at the 15-minute time frame. We see a double top formation. You see the head, you see the low, you see an attempt, a failure, close below the lows. That's a double top formation. Stop losses go a few pips above the high, and we take it down from there. So if this pattern fails, we're out the market. If this pattern succeeds, we're in. Now going into the 5-minute, we can see the candlesticks on the scalping and intra-session time frame. I would stay away from the 5-minute time frame if I were you guys until you have enough skill and experience, because it does move very rapidly and it's very advanced stuff. But as you can see, for the past few hours, price did met for an attempt towards upside at the end of Asia, beginning of London session, and then London session happened and market started to drive down. This was the original move of the day. I already plotted it out prior to the market doing its thing, and that's why you guys see that I got into these entries so high above. At the moment, I'm just waiting another minute to see how price reacts, and then I'm going to take it from there. Pretty much if price closes above 152.95, I could suspect it to possibly climb all the way up about 10 more pips towards 153.6 or 153.06. And if it does continue with momentum, you could suspect it to push all the way towards 153.1. So that is a potential. So at this moment, I'm waiting for a closure. And if it does not close below these lows, I'm going to close out one of my orders and then just reduce my position size. Because as a day trader, that's one thing that we do, is reduce our position sizes. And then at that point, I'll look to re-enter at the lows. So let's see what this minute closes as. I figured it was going to do this, very indecisive. Okay, there we go, doji. Well, that was pretty obvious. It went down for a bearish run, grabbed my sells, pulled it back. Now we're testing this candlestick right here, like I said. The smart thing to do is to close out of some orders right now and to re-enter. But also I'm looking at this 5-minute candlestick, and it hasn't closed above these highs of 152.9 like I was predicting. So since it didn't close above these highs, I'm going to keep my order in. If it did close above these highs in that last 5-minute candle, I would have definitely closed out some trades and allowed price to work its way out until it reached my next entry point. But I'm going to continue to follow up with this pair. I do have an exit a little bit further down below. Let's see what the remainder of the day has in store. Currently, I'm about 40% of the way to my target. So I'm currently up about 20 pips, and I got about 36 more pips to go. So let's just see what the rest of the market has to say. Follow up with you guys later on.